Go on and get on in here. Today we are going to be discussing Secure Everett, a poor little preteen boy who is in reality a school hero. He literally dismantled let's see, I am only a minute. I'm only about 2 minutes into the video, so I can't say any words that are censored, but he literally dismantled. Let me see if I have anything that can make a sound. There we go. There we go. Dismantled one of those and saved a school from a school blanking. Okay. I'm going to get into the details, but of course, I've got to let the live stream play for at least 5 minutes before I get into any kind of nitty gritty details. So that way, I'm not censored for what I have to say about this poor baby. So I'm going to begin by reading from an article and then share some TikTok thoughts regarding some thoughts from the TikTok community here. So I'm reading now from the Daily Mail. It's not on your screen, it's on mine, but I'll be on the same screen with you shortly. So it says heroic middle schooler, 11 years old, expelled after disarming student who came to school with a. All right. So a Michigan middle schooler disarmed a classmate who brought a loaded to school. But the brave boy was expelled for the entire year. And I don't know if the article is going to mention this, but he's expelled from the entire district, and his mom can't just get up and move to another city. So currently, he is being schooled online in an unaccredited system just to keep his grades and his mind with the rest of his peers. But he has applied. His mother has applied to several schools within the district, and he has not been able to get in. Sakir Everett, who was just 11 years old, sprang into action when he spotted another student with a he spotted another student with a inside Dwight Rich School of the Arts in Lansing, but rather than flee, the seventh graders safely disarmed the weapon, removed the. Let me see how far I am. He removed the bullets and dismantled it in an act of bravery that may have averted a mass that. Okay, again, YouTube is fairly sensitive about censorship and what words are being used. I will cut that out in about 10 seconds and really get into this. So, continuing to read, he basically averted what could have been a mass ooting, okay, with an SH. However, Sakir was punished by the school for not immediately reporting the incident to staff, and by punished, expelled. And by expelled, not just from his school, but by the entire district. The astonishing decision by the Lansing School District has sparked outrage from parents and community members who say Sakir is being treated like a criminal instead of a hero. They kicked him out of school for the whole year, said Sakir's mother, Savitra McClurkin, who has since launched a public campaign demanding her son be reinstated. He's never been in trouble before. He was trying to protect his classmates. He didn't want to implicate himself in it, nor did he want to tell on a person that actually brought the firearm because he knows firearms aren't supposed to be in school, she told WILX. Sakir's instinct was not to run away, it was to protect his classmates, reads a GoFundMe campaign launched to support his family. And this poor little boy, I mean, he's just such a tiny kid. Just a do-gooder. Look, I mean, Michigan middle schooler Secure Everett, 11. Okay, so that's a picture of him. I have him also on the thumbnail. His mother continues here saying, he took the gun from the armed student, disassembled it, and removed the bullets, preventing what could have been an unimaginable tragedy. According to his mother, Sakir is a soft spoken, athletic AB student who has never been in trouble before. He used knowledge from his hunting background to safely disarm the weapon, separate the ammunition, and throw the bullets away. He believed he was doing the right thing, but instead of an award, Sakir was expelled. It's devastating because he's a bright kid and all he wants to do is be a kid, said McClurkin, who has had to reduce her work hours to educate him at home after he was banned from all other school platforms. As a parent, I feel like I may be more devastated than him. Sakir is now enrolled in a non accredited online program only because accredited platforms are reportedly upholding the school district's decision, refusing to enroll him. Online schools are honoring the school district's decision. Okay, so notice that, right? Sakir has not just been expelled from his school and the district's school. Online schools are also upholding the school district's decision against him. So, online schools are honoring the school district's decision, nor did they provide us different resource or a different avenue to go, she said. This poor mom. So, I'm going to go on ahead and play this video and I'm sure you can hear this. Oh Lord, how did that happen? All right, so I'm playing a couple of things here. What I want to do is take you to the GoFundMe here so that you can see what was actually written about the child, which I think is very profound because, and by the way, you see here almost $80,000 have been raised. Please understand that that's not enough. I do have the GoFundMe linked in my description box below for the video so that if you want to send something to his mother, to his family, because literally he has nowhere to go. They did not leave this family with any other recourse. They did not say, we're expelling him, here's where you can take him. We're expelling him here, but he's allowed to go there. Literally, they're going from school to school, online and brick and mortar, both online and in person, and he is being categorically rejected. Why are they punishing this boy? This is a punishment. What kind of severe lesson are you trying to teach him? Like, oh, this boy, because they say Black people have an issue with snitching. And sure, we do have an issue with snitching. And sometimes we don't say the things that we should say. But also, you have a terrified preteen. You have a terrified preteen. You have an 11-year-old smart enough to protect his classmates, brave enough not to run away, and with enough ingenuity and knowledge from his godfather teaching him how to hunt to dismantle the weapon, take the ammunition and toss it so that his classmates would be safe. But shaken, as I'm sure the young man was, he didn't tell right away. And so that's his real that's the actual sin they're getting at here. They're getting at the fact that he didn't tell an adult, that he didn't say anything to anyone. So he has been dismissed from the entire school district and online schools that the mother can access from within the state. Question: where's the would-be school shooter? Are they expelled from every school in the state? Are they expelled? Are they struggling with education to the point where even online institutions will not take them? What's going on with this? Because this little boy, literally a hero. You couldn't hear? Oh, no. I don't know how long that absence of sound was there, Zero, but thank you for letting me know. Oh, Lord. Hey, Shauna. I really hope that that wasn't too long. I hope you were able to hear the news story about Secure. And if you were not able to, I'll go on ahead and read what this GoFundMe says. It says, help Secure Everett continue his education. W WILX Amaya Kuz um, Kuznicki, excuse me, spoke with a family. They say their son is being punished for something heroic. On what could have been a tragic and devastating day, 11-year-old Sakir Everett acted out of courage and compassion when he discovered another student at his school carrying a gun. Sakir's instinct was not to run away, it was to protect his classmates. He took the gun from the armed student, disassembled it, and removed the bullets, preventing what could have been an unimaginable tragedy. Instead of being recognized as a hero, Sakir is now being treated like a criminal. He has been expelled and barred from all school platforms despite being an AB student, a respectful young man, and an athlete who's been playing sports since he was 6 years old. He has never been in trouble at school before. Because of the sudden expulsion, Sakir's mother has had to take on the enormous challenge of educating him at home. This has forced her to cut back on work, creating serious financial strain on their household. We are asking our community to come together to support Sakir and his family. Any contribution, even $1, will help cover educational expenses, tutoring, and household needs while they navigate this crisis. If you can't give, sharing this page on Facebook or with your networks is equally appreciated. Sakir acted out of bravery and love for his classmates. Let's show him the same love now. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your prayers, donations, and shares. Your support means the world to Sakir and his family. Wow, they are not allowing this boy to go to school because of this. Now, I've heard some alternative theories, and I'll tell you one of the ones that, made its way into my brain. Some of these tragedies, people want to be able to milk them. They want them to happen or semi-happen so their school and their district can stay in the media for such a time, for such a timeline until many donations and attention and whatever is on to them, and they can, use these things, these school shootings for, political tetherball or political tennis, knocking Democrats and Republicans knocking the story back and forth. But Sakir didn't even let it get that far. Secure didn't let it get there far. There was no school shooting because of this kid. Another kid came to school with a loaded weapon, prepared to use it. And he made sure that didn't happen. I don't know how this kid isn't wearing a congressional medal right now. I don't know how this kid hasn't been awarded by the National Guard with a Purple Heart for risking his life for his classmates because that's what he did. He sure did. He was in that bathroom with that other student and he faced down a student with a gun, got it out of the student's hand and disassembled it and threw the ammunition, unloaded the gun and threw all the bullets somewhere completely different. Thing is, he was afraid to tell, and that's what he's in trouble for. But how many little black kids, especially when you're dealing with a black boy, especially when you're dealing with a black boy athlete, how many, how many of these are terrified of telling the teacher because what if they get blamed? You know, these people, something goes missing in a school where you're the only, one of five black kids, something gets stolen, people think it's you. Something goes wrong, people want to blame you. They assume it's you. You speak up and tell the truth, somehow they think you're lying. You get implicated for it. Let's not act like this is not a normal experience for a little black boy. Let's not act like this isn't normal. One of my nephews, his best friend is a redheaded, well, literally a redheaded stepchild, and they both behave about the same way. They're both athletes, they're both handsome, whatever. They act in the same, boyish kind of way. And I mean, my nephew, we had to give him the talk. We're like, you can't act like the little ginger because your letters are reversed. You can't act like him because you're not. And he's like, "We literally do the same thing at school, but, I get in crazy trouble for it and he doesn't." And that had to be his little wake-up call, just to disturb and nick off another level of his innocence. So let's not act like these things are not normalized in the lives of these growing boys. Shauna says, "It's so sad that we have a thing about snitching. That's not snitching because he did nothing wrong. He's the reason they're safe." Exactly. I think Black people have blown snitching out of proportion. I always, when I was a school teacher for a decade, I would always teach my kids, see something, say something. The safest person in my class is a tattletale. Now, I didn't want them to be coming up to me telling me any and everything, but I wanted them to feel liberated enough and to feel confident enough to just say something. Because snitching has everything to do with an informer, some informant, some COINTELPRO, some, if you've ever seen the documentary Keep Your Eyes on the Prize, the man who ended up getting the Panthers assassinated in their home, he was a snitch, right? And literally after the documentary, he unalived himself. And people are very hard on that man because he was the snitch that got, one of the Black Panther leaders or SNCC leaders, Snick something. He so many bullets while he was in bed next to his pregnant woman. Right? It was because of his intel that the police were able to do this to this young Panther. And the thing is, he was seduced by the armed forces, by COINTELPRO, by FBI, whatever feds you want to talk about, with money, right? Broke little boy gets his money, and all he has to do is talk about his friends. And so, really, he was duped into it. But he carries so much guilt that after he confessed what he did as an informer, as a quote snitch, he took his own life. And you could see the misery in his face throughout the documentary. It's haunting. You can see the death approaching him. And it's sad because he didn't know I don't think he understood the ramifications of being an informant. And I think there's a lot of people who end up getting manipulated by law enforcement. You have a lot of young Black men and women who confess to crimes that they never committed because they're just like, either you confess now and we give you a sweet deal, or you get found guilty and we throw you away for life. And they're just like, oh my God, my life, I'm Black. No one's gonna, sure, I'll take it. And then it's like whole time, like, you're in jail. I mean, I could rip your heart in two reading story after story after story of innocent Black male or female who was in jail, who was in prison doing time for a crime they never committed. So this manipulation is there. Exactly. You can only snitch if you are a part of whatever crime is committed. There you go. Snitching means you're telling something that you were in on. Right, exactly. After he told a day later he unalived himself. There we go. And I bet he told, he probably thought that Fred was going to be arrested and not what actually happened. Right. That man was distraught. Like he didn't even get it. He didn't even get it. He didn't even get it. But yeah, I think Black people do have this thing in their culture where in our culture where we, we have exaggerated the thing about snitching, and that could be an influence on the little boy, yes or no. I don't know. But there's no reason to bar this child from school. He's been barred from school. His mom is literally at home putting together an education. So by all means, if you can support this GoFundMe, please support this GoFundMe. I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to share some TikTok thoughts. If you haven't liked the video, go on ahead and like the video. I appreciate you for being here. Let's start here.
He's 11 years old, seventh grade. Never been in trouble before.
A Lansing mom is pleading for her son to be reinstated in school after she says he was expelled for possession of a weapon.
They kicked him out of school for the whole year. Online schools are honoring their decision, nor did they provide us a different resource or a different avenue to go.
Savitra McClurkin says her son is being punished for disarming and dismantling a gun that another student brought to the Dwight Rich School of the Arts back in May, and for not speaking up about it right away.
He didn't want to implicate himself in it, nor did he want to tell on the person that actually brought the firearm.
I'm thinking Sakir may already have trauma in terms of trying to do the right thing and getting blamed like he did the wrong thing. And I think that that could have stifled him from saying something right away. But they were saying that he put the students in a grave amount of danger for keeping that information to himself. And while I can understand that to some degree, I cannot understand the punishment at all. At all. At all. Like this little boy should have been honored at an assembly. The library should be named after him. There should be a parade in his honor. He should be in the middle of a float. I don't know. I don't know how this happened to him. So Grace Simmons says this child is a hero. Sean G218 says he messed up their agenda. Now they're mad at him. Lawyer immediately, another person says. Um, this little boy did the unthinkable. He saved lives without even thinking about what could have happened. He needs justice and back in school. He's a real hero. Another person says, what is wrong with America? So many people are outraged by how this, he's 11. He's 11. He's just 6 or 7 years away from being fully potty trained, you guys. I mean, just a child, a preteen, not even a teenager, not even a teen.
School district says someone found a weapon on the campus of Dwight Rich School of the Arts. The school's principal informed parents by email. They say the weapon was not loaded and had been taken apart. It was recovered Thursday without incident and no one was hurt. The email said the school is taking the matter seriously and following all appropriate protocols. In a statement, Dwight Rich said, quote, "We are committed to providing a safe, supportive, and secure learning environment for all students," end quote. School district says someone found a weapon.
All right.
School district says
You can see the journalistic laziness here because that's not what happened. And there's a girl here who says the news is not saying the full story. An 11-year-old child stopped another classmate and took apart the gun that the young man and the young man saved the other students has. Okay, so she's not typing very well here, but she's saying Sakir was expelled, but the other child was not. The child who brought the gun was not. And this is a white woman saying, or she's white in her profile picture. Could it be because this child is black and the one who brought the gun was white? Why did this 11-year-old get expelled? Now let's see if the news will tell the truth. Again, the news, this guy dealt really haphazardly with that story. That's not what happened. There was a soundbite before in the previous story. That's not what happened. Every news article that I've read about Sakir makes it very clear that a classmate approached him with a loaded weapon in the bathroom and he snatched that thing and he dismantled that thing and he used what his godfather taught him in terms of how to handle a weapon because his godfather hunts and taught Sakir how to hunt, right? Sakir is also an athlete in addition to being a student who only makes A's and B's. So he dismantled that thing, pulled it apart, threw the ammo one place, the gun another place, whatever, whatever. And, I guess he sat on it for a while. He didn't say anything for a while. You got to allow kids to be in shock. Thank God his fight or flight made him brave enough to fight. But also with fight or flight, there's freeze and fawn. And people are not as familiar with fawn, but because he didn't fawn, I won't get into that. I think Sakir, after he saved the day, he froze. Fight, flight, freeze. Some people, when they're dealing with a very stressful PTSD style moment, they will freeze up. You get some people, they call it looking like a deer in headlights, right? Because sometimes you get some big semi truck pulling up on a deer and they're so shook they cannot move. And that happens with people as well. Your nervous system will do you like that. All the thoughts running through his head about what if I say something and they blame me? I'm sure that was some kind of aspect for him. And even now, with the way that people are haphazardly dealing with the story, young Black boys are all too familiar with this. I don't understand how there was any, I don't know how they, y'all, this woman just said they didn't expel the would-be school shooter. They just expelled the Black boy. That's news
All
to
right,
me.
so a little more information on the little man that took the pew pew from his classmate, disassembled it, unloaded it, and all that. He is a hero. He was expelled, as we mentioned. Now, check this out. He took it from his classmate, took it into a classroom where there were other students and a teacher in that classroom. Okay? That's where he disassembled it and unloaded it and threw the ammunition in the garbage, with the teacher present in the classroom. Now, supposedly, all this happened and this teacher never noticed this going on, I guess.
Shame on the teacher.
So, not only has the school expelled him, his mother has tried to get him into, I think she said, like 5 other schools now. Don't quote me on that number, but I think she said 5 other schools. And none of them will accept him because he's been expelled from that school. Now, supposedly, according to the school, the problem is he didn't alert a teacher even after the fact of all this happening. And so that's why they expelled him. I don't care. He still saved lives. Does that change your opinion? I still think he's a hero because it could have gotten very bad very quickly.
There should be parents from all over that school protesting in the name of Secure Everett. Every single parent whose kid could have ended up not coming home because another kid came to school strapped, every parent should be up there demanding the school and the district to let this boy rematriculate, to let this boy back in and to be a matriculating student.
Picture this. An 11-year-old boy saves lives by stopping a gun from being used at school. Instead of being called a hero, the school kicks him out. In Lansing, Michigan, young Shakir McClurkin saw a classmate bring a gun to school. Now, most kids would panic and run, but Shakir here, he grabbed the gun, disassembled it, and threw the bullets in the trash can. Now, no one was hurt, but that should have been the end of it, right? He should just be a hero. Instead, the school district hit him with a zero tolerance policy. They said he possessed a firearm and expelled him. His mom says he's an AB student. He's never been in trouble, and she calls him brave for what he's done. But the school district calls him a threat. Why punish a child for saving lives?
Dwight Wright School of the Arts in Lansing, Michigan. You expelled a kid for disarming a firearm and saving lives? Are we serious? That's what we're doing now? Kids are here to save lives, and we expel them. Make it make sense.
You said hateful, sad case of some people. Let me get this straight. Maybe I'm tripping. You can't be serious. You expelled an 11-year-old child for disarming. Yes, I said it. Inside of school. Disarming. A classmate with a pew-pew? I'm gonna get the school name right. The White Ridge School of Arts. Oh, you better be damn sure I ain't letting this go. Lansing, Michigan? You really expelled an 11-year-old child for disarming somebody who had a firearm in school. You treated him like a criminal? You expel him, but not the one that might have unalived everybody in that school.
It's not the left versus the right. It's
I just want to understand one thing. How the hell y'all expel Secure Everett from the White Ridge Middle School, a 7th grader who go hunting with his parents, who I'm proud of his parents for teaching him how to hunt and how to
Right.
properly use a firearm.
Shout out to the god dad, right? His god dad is the one who taught him how to hunt and how to handle a weapon.
He disarmed, and they expelled him because he didn't tell the teacher first. He didn't have time. He thought right. He did better than that cop did at the Parkland school. He did way better because he disarmed. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He said, wait, I better hurry up and do this real quick, because what if he let off a shot in here? He took all the bullets out of the pew. All of them. Instead of celebrating him, y'all expelled him. Oh, I couldn't be his parents. Because we won't go out there with violence. We'll go out there peacefully.
I mean, the NAACP needs to be involved, all kinds of, you name it, hell, even whatever councils on children's civil rights need to be involved. Like, I don't know how this happened. I mean, I know how this happened, but I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this can even, like, how it's allowed, how they go and find these loopholes. Like, if he was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed child, you would have never heard the end of his greatness. You know, there'd probably be a statue at the school in his name for even having the know-how as a kid to disassemble a weapon and to secure what could have been a crime scene. I mean, what he did was, like, there are adults who don't know how to handle a weapon, how to disassemble a weapon, how to load a weapon, how to whatever, unload, throw things away, put things here, there, take it apart, empty, whatever. There are adults who don't know how to do that. He literally is a hero. He literally saved lives. And he's all but in jail because of it. He's all but in juvenile detention because of it. Because make no mistake, when they don't allow you to go to school, especially when you've got a working single mother, ain't too many more places for you to go. And on top of that, hurting him even more secures an athlete, so he can't play. So there's a little Shador Sanders in there for you. He's not being allowed to play either. So not only can he not go to an actual brick and mortar school in his state, he can't even get into an online school. His mom is just looking up what she can online, purchasing books, and taking off work to try to teach her baby. And being a homeschooling parent who, now here is where I think they're going to mess up. I think Secure is going to mess around and enjoy homeschooling. I think he's going to end up liking the fact that he doesn't have to go to school with teachers who don't believe in him, these ratios of white females to black boy students and how that usually goes. Because so many Black American kids who end up homeschooled, what do they end up doing? Graduating early. They end up out of high school by 13, 14 years old, graduated college by 18, and they're the youngest person in their doctorate program. I think that this situation, and I've seen so many like it. I think they're gonna mess around and, put the pressure on some coal and pop out a diamond. That's what I really and truly think of this, because this is literally like, this is movie ironic. Like, you can't even write this stuff. You can't even write this stuff. This is like Oscar, Emmy award winning, like whose life is this? How do you save everybody's life and basically get caged and shunned for it? So anyhow, his GoFundMe is not only in the chat. I'm going to place it again. It is also in the description of the video. And when the video is fully posted, I'll post it in the comment section as well, just to make it easy to get to. Bless yourself by blessing a good human being. This is a child and a mother trying to take care of their child. It's just, if you have any evil deeds or misdeeds on your hands, this is a great way to get your hands clean. It's a great way to chase up a not so good deed with a good deed, right? Balance out your own scales of spirituality, take care of your own afterlife, take care of your own karma by doing good to good people. I'm gonna go on ahead and get out of here. I'll play one more video before we make our exit here.
Y'all want to know something? I can tell you exactly why Secure ever got expelled from school. If y'all don't know, hi, welcome. There was a little boy who was expelled from school after he disarmed another student who brought a loaded gun to school. Now, mind you, with all the mass shootings and school shootings that's been going on, you would think this would be a good thing, right? So yeah, that little boy was expelled for not immediately like alerting the teachers or the staff or whatever the fuck. My question is, how many school administrators was aware of the students having guns before most school shootings happened? Oh, none, right? Y'all wanna know why he got expelled for real? Propaganda. Think about it. When the the white man introduced certain things into the black community, it was to, how do I say this? Basically keep us down and keep us in poverty, right? A part of me feels like they're mad that he stopped the shooting. They call me crazy because it's them treating him like a criminal, and he's literally a hero. Like, he disarmed the child, he took the bullets out of the gun, and nobody got hurt. I don't know. Most kids just run in fear when they realize somebody else got a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mhm.
going off of just knowing the name of the school and knowing what the kid looked like. Maybe the other boy, maybe the other little boy was also of color. He didn't tell. He didn't snitch on his classmate. He just didn't want him to hurt nobody else. But I feel like they wanted that school shooting to happen to add to the propaganda. Like, they're really trying to push that we are the problem. So somebody being the solution, they did not like that at all. Because how was this little boy expelled? Someone make it make sense to me. Y'all want to know something? I can tell you exactly why Secure ever got.
All right, everyone, that's my time. Thank you for being here with me. And if you can, any amount at all, please support this boy. Please support him. Uppity and I'm out.